It seems that everyone is talking about Chat GPT, this online AI software that can basically do what we want it to do. It can create things, it can come up with ideas, it can even write job descriptions. So I thought, I wonder if it can come up with a really cool scout program. So let's put it to the test. Come on, let's dive in onto my computer. I asked Chat GPT, that's a mouthful, isn't it, if it can come up with a 6-week program based on the Scout Skills Survival Badge. And here's what it came up with. Can't really knock it. It's got some really good ideas. It's got fire, navigation, water, skills, working as a team, shelter building. Yeah, kind of a nice basic program. Nothing too fancy, but nothing too simple. Yeah, so far so good. And with everything in scouting, there's always got to be some risk assessments. And with our program planning, we've got to submit those risk assessments, whether you keep them on your computer, on OSM like I do, but we need to have those risk assessments. So Chat GPT, write me a risk assessment for this program. So in general, it's okay. Yeah, we do need to do some fine tweaking. We need to add a few things in there. Things that jumped out for me was there's no risk assessments about making the fire. So we've got to be about fire safety, not touching the fire. There's nothing about the water collection. Yeah, so it's talking about purification, but there's nothing about collecting that dirty water. There's nothing about staying safe around water in the stream. So we'll need to add something in about that as well. And just off the top of my head, it's talking about foraging. There was a night that we're going to go out and look at edible plants and mushrooms. There's no mention in the risk assessment about that as well. So we would need to add that into our risk assessment. Also asked it for some game ideas. Chat GPT, give me some ideas for games. Love it. Got some really good games out there. Things I'm like actually going to use for myself. I like the scavenging hunt idea and the fire challenge working as a team. I actually do something like that already, and I call it the fire limbo game, where they have 2 sticks and a bit of sisal going across, and they've got to build a fire big enough to burn through that sisal. So yeah, Chat GPT, loving the games. Now, in every program, we like to go on a trip. Chat GPT, what trips can the scouts go on? Well, this was a bit disappointing, to be honest. I guess it would have said go on a camp if we're doing a survival skills camp, obviously. But I was thinking more of a day trip or something. And one of the ideas, maybe something like the Pitts River Museum in Oxford. That's really cool. I've been there with a whole lot of scout leaders, and it's about looking back hundreds of years ago, how our ancestors made fire from the bow drill, and they had survival tins and stuff like that. There's a load of amazing things at the Pitts River Museum in Oxford. So I was asking for some ideas like that, but hey. So we've got our program, we've got our camp, we need the badges. So Chat GPT, where can I get the survival skills badge from? So it mentioned the National Scouting official store, but there is none. We used to have one down Buckingham Palace Road many years ago in the 80s, but that's closed, and it seems everything is now online. My only thinking, it could be referring to district shops. We have one not far away from us. in the next door district, and it's open on a Monday evening from 7 till 9 every Monday. And you can get all your badges and uniforms and things like that there. Maybe that's what it's referring to. Yeah, go online. Yeah. And the next question, what resources can I get for this badge? Chat GPT. Yep, spot on again, some really good points. And I really like this bit about it's important to remember that safety should always be the top priority when learning and practicing survival skills. So Chat GPT, you've done really well on that one, but that is a bit of an easy one, I thought, to do a survival skills badge. Let's do another random badge, such as the photography badge. So Chat GPT, plan me a 6-week program for the photography badge. Well, if we were just learning about the old camera film badge, that would be pretty spot on. But the photography badge also includes videography. Is that a word? Videography. I don't know, I give up. But yes, that badge is about mainstream camera, the film and videos as well. So we would need to flip in between as well and learn a bit about everything, I think. Whereas Chat GPT is just focusing on is photographs. Ask it to write me a risk assessment again, pretty much like the survival skills badge. Let's recap over this risk assessment because there's a few things in there that are just completely missing. My main advice is if you are going to do this, and hopefully you're not, don't take Chat GPT risk assessment as the gospel. Look over it, review it, just do it yourself, guys, to be honest. What games can we play for the photography badge? I have to say, Chat GPT, you've done an amazing job on getting some fantastic, fun games for the photography badge. It does like scavenging hunt, doesn't it? It really likes suggesting that one. But I also like this one, the photo tag. Loving this game. Choose a starting point and get one scout to take a photo. The next scout has to take a photo that contains an element from the previous photo, and that continues on and on and on. So say maybe, for example, I don't know, you're outside doing some street photography and there is a street lamp. The next photo then has to contain a street lamp, and in that photo is a police car. Then the third photo would have to continue. Then the third photo would have to have that police car in it and another element, such as, I don't know, a tree. I don't know, loving that game. Again, what trips can we go on in regard to the photography badge? Come on, ChatGPT, give me some good trips. Loving those trip ideas. Go out in nature and take those photographs. Better than the survival skip trip ideas, ChatGPT. Loving these ones. There you go, Scout leaders. Can ChatGPT actually write a Scout program, design it, come up with ideas? Where can we get those badges from? Get some games? Well, in essence, yes. Was it a good program? Yeah, I can't knock it. It would need some tweaking, a bit like ours as well, isn't it? When we do our program planning, we come up with some ideas and we need to tweak here. That might not that might not work. Does it work? Yes. Has it given you some ideas? Yes. Risk assessments? Not so. Games, loving the games idea. I might have to use ChatGPT more often for some game ideas. Well, Scout leaders, I think it's done a pretty good job. Almost as good as our Scout leaders. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Comment below. Would you use ChatGPT to write your next term program? Come on, let's have a laugh. Let's test it. See you next time here on Big Man Woods. Scout leaders, take care.